Hi, welcome to our Transfer Virginia presentation. We're very glad to have you here today. I'm Nicole Hutchison. I'm Director of Transfer for Transfer Virginia and the Virginia Community College System. And in that capacity, I oversee all things course and curricular with the community colleges and transfer to our four-year institutions. I'm joined today by Melody Crenshaw. Melody, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Melody Crenshaw. I'm the Transfer Virginia Portal Coordinator, and that really means that I run the portal that I'll be showing you shortly and work with over 60 participating colleges to gather their content and have it display in the portal.
Wonderful. So today we're going to give you a pretty brief tour of what Transfer Virginia is and what students can access in the portal. And while Transfer Virginia was originally intended primarily for students who were transferring from the community colleges, having completed their associate degrees, to our four-year public and private institutions, almost everything that we're talking about today is also applicable to dual enrollment students. So we encourage you, if you are working with high school students, to think about the portal both for students who are currently taking dual enrollment classes and are looking at how those individual classes or the associate degree they might be receiving will transfer to the four-year institutions in the state. And also to students you might be working with who are in high school and thinking about a community college to four-year college path. The portal is an amazing resource for students in both of those situations, and really for any student who's taking a community college class for any reason. Transfer Virginia has been around for about 4 years now, but the portal has only been in place for a little over a year, going on 2 years now. And it's a resource intended for students, their parents, high school counselors, community college advisors, really anybody looking at transferring community college credits or working with someone who is considering transferring community college credits. So in my portion of the presentation today, I'm just going to be giving you some background information about what Transfer Virginia is and what work we do with Transfer Virginia. And everything that we're talking about really lives in the portal in a student-facing way. So let me tell you what falls under the umbrella of Transfer Virginia. Transfer Virginia is a very big umbrella. You may be familiar with the Passport, UCGS, and Transfer Associate degree. These are all options for our students, and I'll talk a little bit more about them on the next slide. But those are part of Transfer Virginia. Common curricula, transfer guides, and guaranteed admission agreements, as well as guaranteed program admission agreements, are all elements that fall under Transfer Virginia. Again, I'll be talking about those in a little bit more depth. As we have put together the Passport, UCGS, all of our transfer associate degrees that incorporate our common curricula and build transfer guides, that connect with guaranteed admission agreements. And these are all terms that we'll be talking about in a little bit more detail. But as we've done all of those things, we've also been working on revising and developing courses that are taught at the community colleges so that courses across our community college system, we have 23 different community colleges. And we want to ensure that across the community college system, any course that a student takes at any of the community colleges for a transfer associate degree will transfer to any of our four-year public and participating four-year private colleges. So that's involved behind the scenes revision and development of existing courses and of new courses. And then a huge element under the Transfer Virginia umbrella is the portal. That's what Melody is going to be focusing on in the second half of our presentation today. So let me take a few minutes to talk about these other elements so that you can have a sense of what this Transfer Virginia machine is. So I'd like to start with the Passport, UCGS, and Transfer Associate degree. We'll put the links to those in the chat. So we're not going to spend time exploring the Passport and Uniform Certificate of General Studies now. But just to give you a very quick overview, the Passport is a 16 credit transferable package. It's 16 credits comprising 5 community college courses. Students or the high school can choose from among options with any of those 5 courses. There is, for example, a math requirement, a science requirement, literature, humanities, arts requirement. And when taken as a package, when those 5 courses are taken together, they transfer and fulfill general education requirements at any of our public 4-year institutions and most of our private 4-year institutions. Similarly, the UCGS, the Uniform Certificate of General Studies, comprises courses that, when taken as a package, will transfer and fulfill general education requirements at all of our public 4-year schools and most of our private 4-year schools. The UCGS is about twice the size of the Passport. It's 31 to 32 credits. And with both the UCGS and the Passport, it's important for students to understand that they need to complete the entire package of 5 courses or 10 courses in order for those courses to all transfer and fulfill general education requirements or requirements towards the bachelor's degree. When taken separately, some of these courses may transfer, but not necessarily all of them will transfer and fulfill requirements like general education or pre-major requirements. As you can see from this graphic, the Passport is a subset of the UCGS, which in turn is a subset of the transfer associate degree. When I'm talking to community college counselors and advisors, I often say that the Passport is our bronze level and the UCGS is our silver level and the transfer associate degree is our gold level, because really for community college students, we want them to complete their associate degree prior to transfer, because students who complete their associate degree prior to transfer have much higher retention and graduation rates. If you're working with high school students who are doing dual enrollment, the Passport or the UCGS could be exactly the right fit for them. And it really is up to you advising students and the students themselves to figure out which of these levels of transferable package is best for them. The links to both the Passport and the UCGS are in the chat, so please feel free to take a look at those. Now I want to talk about the transfer associate degrees. And the transfer associate degrees begin with our development of a common curriculum in a discipline. And I'll say discipline here, you might, and students might think of it as a major. We're looking at a common curriculum at the community college side. So it's kind of like a pre-major combined with a major often. I'm going to show you today how the common curriculum becomes a transfer guide and how that connects to guaranteed admission agreements and guaranteed program admission agreements. So the work starts with the development of a common curriculum in a discipline. For example, we started with business, engineering, computer science, and education. And we brought together faculty from our community colleges and from our 4-year schools to create a common curriculum at the community college level. It's a 2-year curriculum, generally 60 to 62 credits. Engineering's a bigger degree because it's more than 120 credits as a bachelor's degree. And that common curriculum shows a list of courses that students will take while they're at the community college, at whatever community college they're studying at, if they're completing their associate degree there, and that community college offers that major or that program like business or engineering or computer science or education. And no matter what community college a student is studying at, they'll have access to those courses and to that curriculum. All of our 4-year schools have mapped their bachelor's degrees from that common curriculum. So the common curriculum both allows students to take whatever courses they need for a major or in preparation for a major at any of our community colleges, and also lets them see the path from their associate degree to their bachelor's degree. If a student isn't completing an associate degree, like say it's a dual enrollment student and they're just doing the Passport or the UCGS before they go on to the 4-year school, this is still an opportunity for them to see how those individual courses will transfer and apply towards their bachelor's degree. Also, if a student is starting their coursework, their community college coursework while in high school, and then planning to go to the community college before transferring to a 4-year school, they'll get a head start on that associate degree plan. So once we've created a common curriculum in a discipline, we hand that common curriculum over to our 4-year colleges. And all of our public colleges participate, and most of our private colleges participate as well. And when they receive that common curriculum, they create a transfer guide. And we're going to show you some examples of transfer guides today. The transfer guides are unique to each school, each four-year school, but they build on the common curriculum. So they show students what they take in those first 2 years or the first 60 credits at the community college, and how those courses will transfer and what they'll take after they transfer to the four-year school. The transfer guides live on the portal. So when Melody gives her tour of the portal today, you'll see an example of a transfer guide and the opportunity to look at lots more transfer guides. But those transfer guides go through a pretty comprehensive review process. So they don't appear on the portal instantly, but they appear on the portal after we've developed the common curriculum, and the four-year schools have the opportunity to make those transfer guides. Once we have those transfer guides, they're metaphorically stapled to our GAAs and GPAAs so that students can complete the requirements for guaranteed admission, either to the university or to an individual program or college, and know that they, by following the transfer guides, are on track to complete their bachelor's degree in an additional 2 years or 60 credits, sometimes a little bit more than 60 credits if it's a bachelor's program that has more than 60 credits. But the transfer guides, along with the guaranteed admission agreements, allow students to be confident that the coursework they're taking will transfer and fulfill general education or pre-major or major requirements, and that they're on track with their peers who started at the four-year school to graduate in 4 years or 120 credits. So just to show you a kind of a snapshot, I mentioned that the common curriculum in any discipline becomes a transfer guide on the four-year side. And this is just a visual of what the transfer guide looks like. In her tour, Melody will show the complete transfer guide. But just to give you a quick glance, the transfer guide on the left side shows what students are doing at the community college. And on the right side, it shows what they'll do after they transfer to the four-year school. These courses that students would be taking at the community college, they may be taking some or most of those through dual enrollment. And this transfer guide continues to apply if students are taking community college courses through concurrent enrollment, while students after graduation, high school graduation at the community college, or through dual enrollment. So you might be wondering what disciplines we have transfer guides for. And we've been working on this for about 3 years. We're in the last phase right now of common curriculum and transfer guide development. But just to remind you, we have to create a common curriculum in a discipline before we can ask the 4 years to create their transfer guides. So here's where we are right now. In these 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 disciplines, we have the common curricula developed. We have transfer guide templates for our four-year schools. And this fall, we'll have transfer guides in all of these disciplines up on the portal. We already have transfer guides, quite a few of them, 140 something. We'll see when Melody shows you how many we have today. The number is constantly growing, but they're in these disciplines. These are the disciplines we finished making common curricula for, and the four-year schools are creating their transfer guides for. This next smaller group of 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 curricula is in development, and we're hoping to wrap up development of all of these curricula this fall. So it will be the four-year colleges will be working on their transfer guides in those disciplines this spring, and those should be up in the portal over the summer or by next fall. And finally, these are the disciplines that we've launched this fall. So we've just begun working on the common curricula in those disciplines and look forward to having transfer guides during the 24-25 school year. So that's where we are with the common curricula, which means that that's where we are with the transfer guides. This first group, your students, and you can look at transfer guides this fall in these disciplines. This next group, you should expect them certainly by next fall, some of them earlier than that. And then this group will be there probably the spring after that. So we're rapidly building up the transfer guides. We also have transfer guides that are just general transfer guides for students who are planning to go to a four-year university, but they don't know what their major will be yet. And we have some broad area transfer guides as well, like transfer guides for a student interested in social sciences or STEM fields or humanity fields more broadly. So I'll encourage you to look at the transfer guides when you're up on the portal But now I'm going to take us to the portal. It's transfervirginia.org. I'm going to stop sharing my screen so that Melody can give you her portal tour.
Fantastic. Thank you, McCall. All right. Thank you all for joining us today. I'm going to give a quick overview of the Transfer Virginia portal and really encourage you to go to transfervirginia.org and do some exploration on your own. I'm just giving a surface view. So from our homepage, we have a number of ways you can get into information. We've got items up along the yellow bar that I'll talk about. We've got drop downs in the blue bar. And on our homepage, we now have a carousel created from feedback from users. If you click on Transfer Partners, for example, the image changes and you learn what Transfer Partners link is about. We've got a quick link to transfer guides that should come in handy for you. We've also got some tool links that take you directly to that page. Under credit evaluation, it describes creating a portfolio and then checking my credits. I'm going to show you that today. My fastest degree is also here, but probably not going to be used by high school students. This is primarily going to be for adult students with a variety of credits from different places. I'm going to actually show you now, when I clicked on the gray bar, the image changed, but I didn't actually go to the page. So I do want to visit Transfer Partners. So now let me double click anywhere in the image. And that's going to take us to the Transfer Partners page. You can also get there from the yellow bar along the top. This is the list of all of our participating colleges. Our 2-year transfer partners, our 4-year transfer partners, and we've got a few that we're calling future transfer partners. They're in the process of completing the files that they need to become full partners. And really those additional files show a list of programs offered by the college, all of their equivalencies, their tuition rates, things like that. So the beauty of this Transfer Virginia or Transfer Partners page is that instead of you as the high school counselor going out to College A's website for information and then going to College B's website for more information and those layouts being different and you're spending the time doing that research, now you can come and click on a particular college and you're going to see what we call the institution profile right there. Lots of information. We've got a description that's been provided by the college, an image, often beautiful pictures of campus and their students, and then these drop-down menus that are the same for every single college. Notice at the top, you have a drop-down to change from transfer student or first-time college student. What I've seen different for each of these is usually additional admission application requirements for first-time students, maybe different application deadlines. But I do want to point out, under academics, the freshman definition or the transfer student definition will be the very first card that you see. So you can use these drop downs to compare colleges, to look for specific bits of information that you need, explore our majors and find out what majors they do have. Please dig around in here to find the information that you and your students will use most. I also want to point out the pink tab. This shows the campus setting. Is this an urban college? Is this a rural college? It may make a difference to your student and where they fit in best. You can click on the map and this will show you where within a city or where within the Commonwealth the college is located. I also like to look at total enrollment or average class size. Does your student want a very small personal campus setting with small classroom sizes? Or are they looking more for the energy of a large state public university? You can find that information here. Okay, from here I want to go to the next tab in the yellow, the programs and courses. And this is exactly what it says, a list of the programs offered by the colleges in the portal or a list of the courses. So if you wanted a course description, you could click on courses, type in the course number and see the description of that. Here we've got the entire list of programs, And I encourage you to filter and reduce the number of options that you see. So you can filter by institution. You just want to see Brightpoint Community College's courses, or you just want to see associate degrees. Maybe your student wants to get an education degree. And so you can click on Career Cluster for education and training, and that's going to reduce the number of programs you see. Now, if you use education and training, that's still going to leave you with 425 programs. So please use multiple filters to really narrow it down. The little icon to the right of a program title means that there are course by course requirements loaded in the portal. So you can actually see just what courses the student needs to take to complete that particular degree. We also have events on the yellow tab. Look for your local community college to see if they're having a college fair with lots of colleges in person on campus. Or search for an information session that's being offered virtually by the university your student is interested in. Lots of different options there. So I now want to log in, and I'm going to encourage you to have your students build a free account and use an email that will stay with them after high school graduation. So I really discourage the use of their high school email. And if they've got a Gmail account or their family has a family email account that will be with them after high school graduation, I really recommend using that. This way, your student can add courses that they take or exams that they take in high school, and then continue and add their community college courses or their university courses to that. You, as a high school counselor, can build an account the same way. And I'm going to show you how to add courses to a portfolio. My recommendation for you is to add the AP exams that your high school offers or the dual enrollment courses that you offer. So when a student walks into your office, you're able to pull up your profile and your portfolio and show them how things could transfer. So let me show you how to do that. We are now logged in, and you see a path, a suggested path for students using the portal. So the first thing is to build your story. And your story has a number of things. You can add more items to your profile, a phone number, for example, for contact. We do have a resume builder, another career exploration tool, but what I want to focus on is the portfolio. And this truly is a collection of courses or exams or certifications that a student has. And so you'll see that I've, let's call these dual enrollment courses taken through Tidewater. You'll see there's a number of business related things, but also English 111 and English 112. Very easy to add to a portfolio. Doing the adding an academic course, an exam. Your students aren't going to have military information, but here's a certification. That might be a Microsoft Excel certification or a CompTIA Network Plus certification. Under exams, you've got AP, International Baccalaureate, Cambridge, things like that. The rest of these are items that could be added to fill out that resume. So I'm just going to add here an AP exam. Whoops, let's change that to exam. If it doesn't look right, you probably need to change the dropdown. Where College Board AP pops up, click that. Type in the name of the exam. And again, as it pops up, use that. And this green check mark says that it's matched an item in our database. That's what you want to see. Then you'll come down and put the date in that the exam was taken and the score of the exam. And when I hit submit, it adds it. And you can see May 9th, 2023, a score of 4 on the AP biology exam. I've already got a microeconomics exam in there as well. Great. You can add all these items to the portfolio, and because you have an account, you can come back next semester and add the courses and the exams that you just took. Now you want to check My Credit and see how those will apply to various colleges. And here you've got the 4 years, you've got the 2 years. Because I took dual enrollment at Tidewater, I just want to see how those are all going to fit on my business administration degree that I want to continue and get at Tidewater. So here you see the courses that the items in the portfolio will transfer in as or count toward. You see where that biology comes in as biology 101 and 102. Beautiful. It's all great that a college shows you how many credits they're going to offer, but it really is how do they apply to your program. And so by clicking on that bottom link, it now takes us back to the program page, pre-filtered by Tidewater. And here you're seeing all of the Tidewater programs. You could filter by business, or I'm just going to type in business into my keyword search. And I do want this Associate of Science Business Administration degree. And this is the program details page. So different drop downs, but again, these drop downs will be identical for every college participating. And so I do want to see how my credits apply. This now shows you the course by course requirements for this degree, and the yellow rows are where your portfolio items have transferred in, or in Tidewater's case, I took the course at Tidewater. This is how it counts toward my degree. But you can also see where the biology 101 and 102 from AP fit in. So this is beautiful. I now know that I still have these remaining credits, including if I see this history elective and it says 3 credits, I can click the down arrow and see which courses I can take, or the student can take, to fulfill that. The thing I want to show you here is where can this degree transfer? So Tidewater Community College should be matched up with this degree, this business administration degree, with other four-year colleges' business degrees. And so there are lots of different things that you can do here. Marketing, business, economics. I want to specifically major in accounting. So let's type in accounting in the search bar there. And that filters this list to just those degrees in accounting. And I do want to show you VCU's accounting degree. And again, the same drop-down items are available. And you can see how my credits apply now to the VCU degree. Keep in mind, because this degree is not completed, it's doing a one-to-one match of what will transfer. You really want your students to complete the associate degree so they can follow the transfer guide. And notice VCU has a transfer guide note here. It's available in the Resource Center. So let's go ahead and click on that. And this is how you can help your high school student get a head start by taking the things that are required right off the bat. By clicking that, it takes you to the Resource Center, pre-filtered transfer guides from VCU. And with our fall refresh in late October, early November, you'll actually see disciplines down here as well. So I want to click on the business, the VCU accounting transfer guide, and I'm going to enlarge this so you can see it by clicking on the PDF. All right. Nicole, do you want to talk through the transfer guide?
I sure do. You'll see if you click on the different transfer guides that they all use the same template, but they're all individualized by the four-year schools. So in this case, Melody pulled up the accounting transfer guide from VCU, so you can see that it's VCU themed. And even in that top gold box, you get some information that would be useful to students. The accounting degree happens to be one that's offered both in person and online, if that's important to a student. And it's based on the associate transfer degree plan in business. So that's what students will want to follow if they're interested in transferring to VCU after completing their associate degree and majoring in accounting. So the first approximately half of the transfer guide here, the transfer guide curricular part is our UCGS, which I mentioned is embedded in the common curriculum. Those are all what we would probably consider general education courses. And you can see that, you can see on the far left side how they transfer to VCU. Many of them transfer as just fulfilling general education requirements, even if VCU doesn't have an exact equivalent. Because as I mentioned before, the UCGS and Passport transfer as a package to fulfill general education requirements. But in some cases, those common curriculum courses will transfer as a pre-major or major course. And all of the rest of the courses in the second half of that left-hand side are the courses for the Business Common Curriculum. In some cases, in a common curriculum, there's a set of choices, like it'll tell students to choose 2 of these 5 courses or 1 of these 3 courses. And it's very helpful to look at the transfer guide and see what VCU recommends or requires that students take prior to transfer. So if we look closely at the common curriculum for business, we would have seen that in those bottom few boxes, there's a list of 7 different courses that students or the college can choose from. And VCU has specified that they recommend that students take from among the 4 courses that are listed there. So the left side of that bold line, in kind of the middle, is everything students are doing on the community college and how it transfers to the 4-year school. There are notes there if there's anything students need to know beyond just the courses to take. For example, if a course requires a minimum grade of more than a B, or sometimes with a science degree, online labs don't work beyond the intro course. So those will all be noted there in the notes column. On the right side, those are the courses that students will take after they transfer to VCU in order to complete their bachelor's degree. Again, there are notes if there's anything that needs to be specified by the 4-year institution. And finally, on page 2 of the document, there is the transfer guidance section, which tells students everything they would need to know beyond the courses that they will take and that they are taking at the community college, how to apply for transfer, how a dual enrollment associate degree is considered by that institution, how to access housing information, who to reach out to under different circumstances or with different kinds of questions. And this is also the section where the 4-year school and that department can really promote their department and their school and tell students, like in this case, why majoring in accounting at VCU is a great idea and what opportunities, maybe internships, maybe job placement will be available to students upon completion or while completing that bachelor's degree. So that's VCU's accounting transfer guide, but we have well over 100 other transfer guides, many of them in business. So the student who's interested in transferring to VCU in accounting might also want to look at VCU's marketing transfer guide, or look at another major at VCU within business, or look at a different college and their business transfer guide. So students really have the opportunity to compare the different paths that they might take.
Super, thanks, Nicole. We currently have 156, but we are growing those rapidly. So keep checking back. I do want to point out a number of things in the Resource Center, which you can get to from the blue bar. Lots of different topics. So I would encourage you to dig through here and find items that are helpful to you and your counseling. I will point out that there are how-to videos, so you can learn a little bit more about the portal through those videos, including finding and reading the transfer guides. Okay, from here, I want to actually leave the portal and show you our Transfer Virginia administrative site. This is a site that Nicole and I have created kind of behind the scenes. It is strictly for those people who are helping students or who are developing curriculum that are leading to these transfer guides. So this is not a student-facing website, but I do want to point out a number of features. I'm going to start with the portal information. I encourage you to look at portal training. We've got presentation and training videos, a number of different things listed here, including a high school counselor training that I did in January. So there's more information today than there was in January on the portal, but that's still good to watch. A number of how-to videos. And the last thing I'm going to show you on this under portal stuff is handouts for students and an 8-page portal activity for high school students. So for page 1 has a number of questions that will then lead the student to different pages to do activities in the portal. So I would encourage you to use that as you can. Nicole, did you want to talk about some of the other pieces?
I do. So just to very briefly point out, if you want the background information about our common curriculum in any discipline or where we are in the process, you can click on that curriculum tab. The courses tab talks about course development, and it also shows the courses for the UCGS and Passport. The campus partners is for our 4-year partners. There's probably nothing there that a high school guidance counselor or advisor would need, but if you're curious, you can always take a look there. This is public facing. And so I encourage you to explore the Transfer Virginia administrative site to answer background questions.
Super. Thank you for joining us today.
And thank you very much for being here today. I'm going to leave us with just the overview of what that Transfer Virginia admin site is. It's www.vccs.edu/transfer-va-admin. So again, this is the site for behind the scenes, for advisors and those working on common curricula and courses. So we invite you to look at that, but the portal is www.transfervirginia.org, and that's the site that you want to bring your students to, their parents to, anybody who wants to explore transfer opportunities. So thank you so much for joining us today, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. Our emails are here. I can answer all questions curricular and course related, and Melody can answer all questions portal related. So thank you very much for being here with us today.
Thank you.